recording. So I'm so glad y'all all hopped on here with us tonight. So this is exciting. It's something I'm going to start doing with all of our new ambassadors probably every other week. I want to make sure we're getting everybody started off trained right. So I think that's kind of a missing element we've had. And I'll take full ownership on this. My personality style is I'm very much a self-learner, and so I just assume everybody else is it does the same, and I forget that that's not always the natural inclination. I actually
going in here where I can hear.
Don't love for people to teach me things, so
Bulls on.
Okay, I'm going to mute you all, guys, real quick here. Let's see. I think I got everybody muted. So yeah. So use the chat feature if you need to speak up, and then I'll unmute you so that you can talk. But thank you guys for joining us tonight. So we're going to start. I want to start with the product cards because, and I'm just going to assume a clean slate here that you guys know nothing. So if I say things that you're like, of course I know that already. So I'm just assuming you don't. So one thing about Plexus, I've been in the company now for 5 years, that is I have found over the years that is super, super crucial is that you build the foundation of your business on our products. So I actually started Plexus just for the business. I jumped in it because of the compensation plan, and I wasn't focused on the products at all in the beginning. And I found I shot up fast, but then I started to fall back down fast. And I've seen people do this in other network marketing companies. They jump in just for the money and because something has a great opportunity and they don't fully believe in the products and it doesn't last. And so I want you guys to start off with that solid foundation, because if we did not have this products, we would have nothing. And if we didn't have products that worked, I would not be where I'm at today still. So I might be able to get here initially, but I would fall right back down. So I want you guys to fully believe in these products the exact same way I do. So I'm going to go through the product cards. On these product cards, there are going to be talking points that you can say on social media. When you're talking about your business, you can say these publicly on social media because these things are on the website. They're statements that have been tested and approved, and we can say them. Now, I want to go deeper with you guys in the products, though. So pull out your pens as we talk about the products. I want to tell you kind of the science behind the ingredients in the products. And if you want to see actual studies based on these ingredients, I'm happy to pull them for you. If you want to research the ingredients, don't go to Google to search. Go to scholar.google.com. So that's SCHOLAR.google.com. And anytime you search anything on the Scholar Google site, it's going to give you those clinical trials. It's going to give you medical documents. You're going to get the actual stuff you want to see and not all the opinionated blogs from people selling a competing product. That's not what we want to see. We want to see the science and the real stuff. So that's a great way to research the ingredients in your products in your spare time. And so if you want to see, if there's anything I say and you want to see something to back it, just, ask me later and I'll find you a link. And so the things I'm going to be telling you on these products, kind of some of the science behind how they work, write them down so that you know them. You can talk about it in a private group, in a private setting, one-on-one. We just can't publicly say these things on a public forum because it would be making an FDA claim. So we want to make sure we don't make claims about the products, but we do want to know what the products are actually doing because that's the foundation of our business. And it's amazing what they're doing. So I want you to fall in love with these products the way I have this past 5 years. And so I'm going to start with Plexus Slim. So it's our first product. And what Plexus Slim does is it works to keep your blood sugar stable. Now, the most common question I get asked on this is, why do I need my blood sugar stable? I'm not diabetic. So the reason why this is important is because our bodies are designed to keep our blood sugar stable throughout the day. If you're not diabetic and your body works properly, it's going to release insulin to keep your blood sugar stable. So if you skip breakfast and your blood sugar drops, your body's going to release that insulin to stable them out. If you eat something high in sugar, it's going to do that to bring them down. Now, insulin is an amazing, powerful hormone, and it can control your other hormones. So if your body is producing too much insulin because you're skipping breakfast and then you're eating lots of sugar, and your diet is not perfect, which mine is not, most people's are not, then you're going to have too much of that in your body, and you're going to feel sluggish. You're going to, maybe carry weight in your stomach, maybe need an afternoon nap or have headaches. So this is why having Plexus Slim, enter that into the equation. Your blood sugars are going to stay stable, releasing the normal amount of insulin that should be released so that those symptoms go away. And so the best way to describe it is your body's actually working the way God designed it to work. So that's the way I like to tell people. It's the energy that you get from this is not a caffeinated energy. You're not going to get this high and then crash in the afternoon. It does say on the package that it may contain up to, I want to say like 3% caffeine. I forget the exact percent it says. But it is telling you that because one of the ingredients is chlorogenic acid. That's actually pulled from the green coffee bean. It actually does not have caffeine in it. They test every single batch for caffeine, and they have never had a batch that has it in it. So if you need that if someone ever really questions the caffeine and you need that statement from a product developer, from our products, I can get that for you where they assure you there actually isn't caffeine. But as a disclaimer, any batch could actually have it. It just hasn't happened yet because they are pulling that out from the green coffee bean. So that's just kind of something to remember. It's not a caffeinated drink. So, but you have the energy because your blood sugars aren't crashing and rebounding all throughout the day. They're staying stable. It also has prebiotics in it, which a prebiotic and a probiotic. The probiotic is the good bacteria. The prebiotic is the food for the good bacteria. So that's what that is in the Slim. Even if you don't take a probiotic, you naturally have some in your gut. So if you're consuming these prebiotics, the ones that you have are going to increase. So truly, it is our flagship product. It has some anti-inflammatory products in it, so it's going to reduce inflammation for people. Most people, they just feel normal in it. And one thing that I have seen over the years is people will start on this product, they will fall in love with it, and then they'll quit because they feel normal and they totally forgot what they felt like before. And they'll quit and they'll tell you it's not doing anything for me. They stop it, and a month later they come back and say, oh, I need my Slim. It was doing something for me. And so to kind of keep that in mind, if you have people telling you after a few months it stopped working, actually probably what's happening is they feel normal again and they forgot what they felt like before. So a great tip that I love to do for people as soon as they start, and I want you guys to all do the same thing too, as soon as, if you're brand new at this and brand new to the products, I want you to make a list of all of your ailments, everything that you feel. Like, do you have headaches in the afternoon? Like, go throughout the day and really pay close attention to your body. Like, is there a certain time that you're getting sluggish? Do you have aches and pains in your hands? Does your back hurt? Whatever it is, even if it's something that Plexus probably might not help with, I want you to write every single thing down because it's all a piece of the puzzle for you in your health. So we need to be aware of our body and how we're feeling. So write it all down. That way, in a few months, if you feel this way, or if you have a customer feel this way, you can have them look back at your list and see how you were feeling and what things on that list you have checked off, like what's gone now, so that you can kind of remind them this is working the way it's supposed to. It's not this quick, high energy fix. Our goal here is whole body health. So that is Plexus Slim. It's an awesome, awesome product. So the next one in the card, I'm going to kind of hop around in these cards. I don't like the order, so you might kind of take them out and reorder yours if you have yours, because the next few ones are weight loss. But I want to go straight into the triplex, which is our most sold combo. So the next one would be our ProBio 5. So our ProBio 5, this is we have two probiotics that we sell. And I'm going to tell y'all the big difference between the two. So our ProBio 5 was created solely to get rid of Candida. That's the initial creator made this I mean, geniusly to get rid of the bad bacteria in your gut, which is candida, which is a word we can't publicly say. But that candida it's actually a yeast that you are born with. You need it. It has a purpose. When you die, it's what decomposes your body. So you're not going to ever completely wipe it out of your body. But what we do not want is an imbalance of it. If there is too much of the bad bacteria in your gut, it's going to eat up all of your good bacteria, and it can actually eat through the gut lining and what is called leaky gut. Now, you can research leaky gut in just about every disease and find all sorts of connections. So our goal is to heal the gut. Gut health is something you're going to hear said over and over and over with Plexus. And that is what we want to do with these supplements. Now, if you have somebody who has leaky gut and autoimmune diseases and they're working with a doctor, make sure anytime they ask you questions, refer them back to the doctor, but show them the studies you found too. You can work both of these hand in hand. This is something that health issues are a very private struggle with people. We don't ever want to undermine what a doctor tells somebody ever, because they do have the professional training in this and we don't. You know, I'm solely going off the research that I'm finding. And so make sure we always go with them. But if you look at the research on what these products can do alongside the help they're getting from their doctor, it's phenomenal. And many, many, many people have gotten all sorts of glowing reviews from their doctor as they use them hand in hand. So keep that in mind with people who are truly sick. So Probio 5, how does it? How is it different? That's the number one thing. How is it different from a probiotic, and how is it getting rid of that bad bacteria? It has an enzyme blend. So there's 4 enzymes in it. And I'm going to talk about this in the 7 days of Plexus that I have coming up next week, and I'll show you a graphic of it. The candida actually has a cellular wall made up of 4 different things. There's chitin, there's proteins, there's glucans, and then proteins again. And there are 4 enzymes in the Probio 5, and each enzyme specifically goes after one of those layers of the cellular wall. The chitosanase goes after the chitin in the cellular wall, and I can't remember which ones go after the proteins and the glucans. But it's fascinating to research this, because whoever designed this product, it was clearly strategically just for this sole purpose. And then there's antifungal. There's grapeseed extract that will go in and actually kill the candida once it's gotten through that cellular wall. So it's an amazing, amazing product. If I only sold Probio 5, I could be as successful as I am today. This is my #1 seller. This is my most prized possession product. If something ever happened, I would, want to buy thousands and thousands of bottles of this, because I couldn't live without it. Like, it's that good. And it is probably the one product I'm going to recommend to just about everybody, because most of us have an imbalance in our gut, and that imbalance is linked to almost everything. And so we want to get that balance first and foremost. So the product that comes alongside it on the triplex is the BioCleanse. This product has flavonoids in it, and it's used to help with that detox reaction. So when you kill off that bad bacteria, that candida is going to fight back. And one of its favorite foods is sugar. So sugar cravings are going to be a big one that you hear people maybe initially see, because it's fighting to live. It needs sugar to feed it. And so that a lot of times they might have the current symptoms that they're having might initially feel worse. We do not want somebody to push through detox. That's not your goal. Don't tell them it's detox, push through it. We don't want to do that, because we want them to feel good. If they don't feel good, they're going to quit. So what you want to do, so the BioCleanse is going to help those detox symptoms not be there. And so I start people on 1 Probio and 1 BioCleanse before bed. If they start to show any signs of detox, anything they don't feel well, I'm going to lower their probiotic and I'm going to increase the BioCleanse. So I might cut their 1 and do a half, just have them open the capsule and take a half, and then take 2 BioCleanse. So always remember that when you're troubleshooting, if they feel bad, lower their probio, increase the BioCleanse. If they feel normal and they're not getting results, increase the probio, because they need a heavier dose to start killing off that candida. So it's so hard. I'm very leery of giving people, you're going to see tons of different schedules on how to take the triplex. I'm so leery because it's such an individual thing with people. Everyone's dealing with different health issues, and you're going to see some people that some certain schedules work great for, and another person feel absolutely awful on that schedule. And so this is why it is so crucial to stay in contact with our customers when they start on these products, to make sure that they are feeling good, because that's our goal. And then on top of ProBio 5 and BioCleanse, we have another ProBio called Vital Biome. So another big question, why do you have 2 probiotics? You know, which one do I need to take? And so the great analogy Plexus gave us is weed, seed, feed, and protect. So think of your gut as a garden. So the weeding is going to be done by the ProBio 5. It's getting rid of those bad weeds in your gut, that bad bacteria in your gut. The seed is the Vital Biome. Yes, weed, seed, feed, and protect. So seed is the Vital Biome. So the Vital Biome is a probiotic that it doesn't have any antifungals. It doesn't have any enzymes. It's strictly probiotics. And it is strains that are more likely to cultivate in your gut than the ones that are in the probiotics. So they are cultivating strains. They are likely to kind of go in, form colonies, and survive. And so that's the seed that we're putting in our gut. Now, the only time I will start someone on Vital Biome and not ProBio is if someone is on a very limited budget, they only want one of them, and they have high anxiety. Vital Biome has been a miracle worker for my son's anxiety, and there are lots of the studies that I've shown with the strains that are in there linked to helping with anxiety. So if you have somebody that struggles with that and they can only have one product, I would likely start with the Vital Biome, and that's the only time I usually make that exception. But it's a fantastic product. You can take both together. I take both together. I take my Vital Biome in the morning, and I take my ProBio 5 in the evening. The ProBio 5 does better on an empty stomach throughout the day because of those enzymes that are in there. We don't want to mix them with the other enzymes in our stomach when we eat. And so that's why I do Vital Biome in the morning and ProBio 5 at night. So that is our triplex system. So now we're going to go kind of flip back to the front of these cards, and I'm going to go through some of the weight loss ones real fast, and I'm going to try not to dwell too long on the rest of these products, or I could talk to y'all on that. So Plexus Block. So this is it's kind of a cheat pill. It's great if you have somebody who, you know, is trying to lose weight, but they struggle with sticking to a diet. And they eat high carbs. I would not take this product if you have someone that is on a low carb diet, or they're doing the keto or anything like that where they cut all their carbs, because this is to be taken with carbs. So anyone that has wants to cheat or loves their carbs, it's a great product for that, because, you know, it stops the absorption of 48% of those carbs and keeps them from turning into sugar. So that's always a great thing. So, but I have seen the people who take this and don't take it with carbs, they tend to feel a little bit bloated. So, and the reason why is because it's intended to take with carbs. So just make sure they are. The only thing to remember on this one, it has brown seaweed blend in it, which seaweed is high in iodine. So I'm very hesitant on this one with pregnant or nursing moms, because you can have too much iodine. So if they are eating anything else with seaweed at all, I definitely would not give it to them. If there's somebody that maybe, you know, that's part of their culture, they eat a lot of seaweed chips or sushi or something like that, I would steer clear of the block completely. If they're not consuming iodine in any other way, I would just stick with one a day. I wouldn't. You can have up to 4. I would keep them at 1, or I haven't talked to the doctor on that one, honestly, with pregnant and nursing. But that's the recommendation I've heard from other doctors on it. The iodine level, they feel safe at 1. So just keep that in mind with somebody. All of our products with pregnant and nursing, you want to run past doctors, but there are some that are absolute no-nos that I can tell you up front. So Plexus P96, this is our shakes. It's pretty simple. It's a 96 calorie shake. People like to mix them with different things. You're going to see recipes on the team page come and go. If you have somebody who likes meal replacements, not everybody does, but it's an option there. If you have someone that does, it's a great thing. It's whey protein, and it is non-GMO. So that is a big selling point for a lot of people. Now, the next two weight loss pills, we have Boost and Accelerator. So another question you're going to get a lot on the products is, which one do I take? Like, what's the difference? Because they both look like they are a thermogenic weight loss product. So what's the difference? Honestly, it's really, really hard to tell the difference on this one, and it's such a personal preference. From my experience, from what I had seen, Accelerator Plus tends to be a stronger stimulant for people than Boost does. Not always. There are some people that feel shaky with Accelerator and not Boost because people are sensitive to different stimulants. But overall, Accelerator seems to be the safer option. People who are more athletic and work out more, and men tend to prefer Boost. Women tend to prefer Accelerator Plus because it has 5-HTP. That is one thing that separates Accelerator Plus, is that 5-HTP. It's a mood enhancer, so it's great. I actually like to take Accelerator the week before my period. I don't take it for weight loss. I take it that week before my period so that I'm not quite so crazy, because I can get crazy. So hormones are fun, but what else on those two? And Boost tends to have a stronger appetite suppressant. So that's kind of the, when I'm talking to people, I kind of ask them, do you work out a lot? Would you like a mood enhancer? How do you do with stimulants? If they don't do well with stimulants at all, I do not recommend these ever. So if anybody, even if they feel racy-hearted from caffeine, or they tell you, I don't want my heart to race, stay clear of these products. You're going to get weight loss on the triplex system, and it's a good, safe way to start a person. So, but you have some people that really just, they actually do love the thermogenic type products. So that's what those are for. Now there's a lot of things we have two of that you're going to notice. So that's why I really want to go through this, so that you know the difference between the two, and you know how to tell people which one to try. So we have X Factor Plus and we have X Factor. And so what's the difference? X Factor is our original one. Actually, don't think X Factor is sold to customers, only X Factor Plus. They came out with X Factor my first convention, my first year in Plexus, 5 years ago, and it was a phenomenal product. It has an aloe blend in it that actually helps the vitamins absorb into your body better, so people are seeing more experiences on X Factor. And then they just released X Factor Plus this year at convention, and they added more to it. So it's your same original X Factor with extra vitamins in it. Now, one thing to remember on both of these vitamins is the B vitamins in here are methylated. Now, this is huge, because if you have anybody, that might be a term you've never heard of, but I promise you at some point, someone's going to tell you, I have the Mthfr gene mutation. Can I take your vitamins? So the Mthfr gene mutation, it's something, it looks like a really bad word if you write that out. And it is something that people are just kind of like, the natural doctors are just starting to learn more about. And about half of the population has this. And what this does to your body is you can't detox correctly, and you can't process synthetic vitamins. And so our vitamins are not the synthetic ones, they are the methylated ones, which is the most purest bioavailable form of the B vitamins. And B vitamins are the worst ones and folate are the worst ones for people with the MTHFR, so they need folate, not folic acid. And so the X Factor and X Factor Plus are both spot on for that. The only reason I take X Factor over X Factor Plus is because I kind of get sick to my stomach on vitamins. There's a ton of minerals in that X Factor Plus. If you have someone who tends to get sick on a multivitamin, it's good to start them on X Factor instead. It's very gentle to your stomach. So, but there is more in the X Factor Plus, and it's an amazing multivitamin, and actually has won some awards this year. I wish I knew exactly what they were to tell you. And then we have X Factor Kids. And so X Factor Kids is a chewable. It's not a gummy, because gummies are packed full of sugar. It's a chewable that's sweetened with xylitol, which you'll see a lot of children's toothpaste are sweetened with xylitol, because xylitol actually is great for your teeth. I've used it for years to reverse tooth decay. So it's something the kids can chew. And if it gets stuck in their teeth, it's going to actually be good for their teeth and not bad for their teeth. So I thought that was pretty smart of them. and it has a multivitamin and probiotics. So for our children, they can just take this chewy, they get probiotics, and they get a multivitamin. So I love this product for my kids. Super, super love it. Now I will say that 3 of my 4 will chew them. I have one that's picky to the flavor. She preferred the old one, and I think it was just because we switched flavors on her. But most kids love the taste of it. So then we have, let's see. So I went through the triplex. Mega X. This is our omega. So it is a plant-based omega. So most omegas you see on the market are fish oil. And so they're either an oil that you have to actually swallow or a tablet that gives you those fishy burps. And this is all plant-based. It has all 5 omegas in it. Omegas are amazing for heart health and brain health. I have 2 children with dyslexia. They are on a high dose of this Mega X because the midline of your brain, if you have dyslexia, it's hard for the right brain to cross over to the left brain. It's hard for the 2 brains to talk to each other. And that midline of the brain needs those omegas for your brain to communicate. And so if you have a child with dyslexia, or if you know of someone that does, this is a great, great, great product for that. It's not something that anyone's going to see an instant result on because it's going to take time to get that into your brain, but I would not miss a day with this with my children because of that. Very, very needed. And again, for heart health, and it's another big one for heart health, is needing those omegas. So now I want to talk to y'all about our Ease line. I absolutely love this line. It's Plexus Ease and Plexus Nerve, and then we have Plexus Ease Cream. So this line, I think it's forgotten a lot because we focus on gut health, we focus on weight loss, but we actually have a natural pain line. So this is going to help you with temporary pain and chronic pain. So the word pain, we can't say. They say discomfort in all of their paperwork. So again, it's one of those things you'll say in a private group. We're going to call it what it is. If I get a headache, I'm not going to take Advil. I'm going to take Plexus Ease. Plexus Ease is great for chronic pain. Now, the way you take these products are totally opposite of the way we took the ProBio. So with ProBio, we start super, super slow, and then you're going to build up. They can build up to 3 or 4 a day on that ProBio until they get their gut cleared out and then lower back down to like 2 for maintenance. On Ease, you're going to start on a super, super high dose and lower it down, ideally until you don't have to take it anymore. Because pain is actually, there's two things that cause pain in your body: inflammation and nerve damage. Usually if you have nerve damage, there's inflammation there too. So pain starts from inflammation. And so if you can get rid of the inflammation, and you get to the root of the problem, you can make it go away. And so it's not something where like the typical pain meds, you build up tolerance and you need more and more and more. Our goal is to heal. And so this is what I love about this product. So if you have someone with chronic pain, we're not talking about a headache, but someone that has chronic pain that's been around for, a long, long time, they're going to want to start on about 6 a day. So do 2-3 times a day. So, like telling them up front, you're going to probably have to buy 3 bottles a month. I know it seems pricey at first, but the good thing is we're going to cut you back down, month 1 and 2, if they can do 6 a day for the first 2 months and lower down to 4 a day, then lower down to 2 a day. I've seen people just like their pain go away and then they don't need the product. So it's not something that they necessarily have to be on forever if we can heal the inflammation. And the Plexus Nerve, same dosing. If somebody has like I've used it for temporary nerve pain, like if you ever like pinch a nerve in your shoulder sometime like that, I've used it for temporary nerve pain like that. But if someone has neuropathy or like chronic nerve, I had a friend whose nerve actually got cut through in a surgery and got on this for a while, and it healed that for her. So anything that is a chronic nerve pain, this is what you're going to want to use for this. Now, one thing I want to tell you about Ease that I absolutely love is it's good for weight loss because it's reducing inflammation in your body. And a lot of people's reason why they can't lose weight, no matter what they do, you know, they go on every diet and they count their calories, but they can't lose. A lot of reasoning for this is the inflammation in their body. Maybe they're eating foods that are high inflammatory foods and they don't know it. This is reducing that inflammation, and it could be the key for that person. And I've seen people just turn around when they start on this product. Another thing, it's got turmeric in it, which is antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial, and it is amazing. And anytime I start to get a cold, I start to get any sort of sickness, I dose up on Ease. I'll take 6 to 8 right at the onset of it, and I'm fine. Now, I'll tell you, this past week, my son had the flu, one of my daughters had the flu, and I came down with what I'm assuming was probably the flu too. And for them, they won't swallow the Ease, and I'll warn you, if you haven't tried it before, it's made with green-lipped mussel, New Zealand green-lipped mussel. So like the shell, it's not a shellfish, but it's a mussel. So it's like the clam. And so it smells fishy. It smells really fishy. And so keep it refrigerated. That helps with that smell. But my kids won't swallow it because of the fishy smell. So they wouldn't swallow it. So it was what my son's lasted 4 days. My daughter's lasted 5 days. I took 8 that first day. I started getting a fever and feeling achy, and I was fine the next day. So I'm a huge, huge believer in Plexus Ease for sicknesses, for battling sicknesses. I couldn't live without it. Plexus Edge is our next one. Oh, and then we have Ease Cream. Sorry, I didn't mean to add that to it. And so the Ease Cream is just a topical pain relief. Great for headaches, rub it on the temple. Great for mosquito bites. Great for sunburns. Trying to think what else I use it for. You know, neck pain, shoulder pains, muscle aches. I use it for a ton of different things. It's kind of like in that big fat Greek wedding where they use Windex on everything. That's kind of me in Plexus Ease. So it's a great, great product that I use for tons of different things. And then we have Plexus Edge. Okay, so Edge is one of our other caffeinated products. So the only 3 products that have true stimulants in it are Boost, Accelerator, and Edge. And Edge it's almost equivalent to a natural ADD med. You know, a lot of ADD meds have those stimulants in it. It's going to give you the energy, but it also has an ingredient in it that calms you back down, that helps you with focus. So the combination of the 2 energy and calming ingredients helps you focus and work within that. Now, my son has severe ADD, and I wanted him to try this, and the stimulant was too strong in it. I'll just be honest. I had him try it, and he didn't like how he felt. I know I've had other people whose sons actually loved it. It worked great for them with their ADD. But just, you know, be cautious in trying that because it is a stimulant and you want to run it past your doctor with a child. But I know it's something that so many of us struggle with these days with our kids and maybe even in us. And so I'm always trying to find a way because my son had a very, very severe adverse reaction to ADD meds. So it's not something I'll ever go back on. So I'm always looking for a way to help him with that. So Slim works good, but I was hoping Edge would, but I know it does for some because it does work like that. So just being fully honest with you guys on that. And then we have body cream, and body cream is, this cream is amazing for eczema, for dry skin, you'll see a lot of people put it in their hair like it's a blowout cream. I haven't quite gotten brave enough to do that. My hair is pretty fine, but I mean, it goes viral all the time. People love to put it in their hair. So maybe try it in your hair if you ever get some. But it's a great cream. It works on a lot of different little just skin issues. It has the activated charcoal and spirulina algae in it, which are great healing ingredients. And then our very last ingredient, and this is one, I love that we still have it. You're not going to probably ever sell it and very rarely is it used, but it's our Plexus Breast Check Kit. And the interesting thing is this was our first product. So it's kind of fun to know the history of it because this is our first product Plexus had. We started off as a breast health company, and That's all they sold. When Sheila Medina, she's our Mama Diamond in this company, who was like one of the first ones, that's all she sold was the breast check kit. And what it is for is it's to help you find lumps in your breast. It magnifies that sensitivity when you do your regular checks. And it's to prevent breast cancer. And so you'll see our big philanthropy, a lot of times Plexus supports, is American Cancer Society, or it's one of the cancer ones. It's not the Susan K. Yeah, it's American Breast Cancer Society. And so that's our big philanthropy because of this. This is how we started. So that's the history of Plexus. So kind of a fun little history fact on that. But that's our products. I know that is a ton. So if you have any questions whatsoever later, feel free to ask me, reach out to me. You can send me a friend request on Facebook. If I don't answer, if I don't accept it, send me a message, because I oversee them a lot. So just send me a message and it's like, hey, I was on your training. I would love it if you accept my request. And I sure will. So now we're going to move into the roadmap to success. Now I'm going to try to fly through this because I don't want to keep y'all on here all night long. I'd like to keep this to an hour tonight. And so I want you to still go back and read through this manual fully, but I'm going to try to touch on some of the main things in here right now. And so if you will start, so first we're going to flip over to page, let's go to page 12. I want to talk to y'all about how Plexus is unique. Like, why are we different from other network marketing companies out there? And first off, do you know Plexus will come out with plant-based protein powder for those who can't have whey? That's a great question, and it's something that I know a lot of us have asked for a lot. So I am hopeful that might be something in the future. I don't have any complete insight on it, but I will say that you're not the only one that's asked for that. You can send any requests like that to productquestions@plexusworldwide.com. Anytime you have questions about the products or suggestions, it's a great way to put it. The more people suggest something, now I will tell you one thing about our company, they listen to the field. So the more suggestions they get on something, that's how they decide what they're going to develop. So send it in by all means if that's something that you would love to see. So yes, okay, so we're going to start on kind of some ways Plexus is different from maybe some other network marketing companies that you've been in the past. One term that you're going to hear a lot is One Plexus. We're very big on trying to keep working our business across the lines, like reaching out to other teams and working together as a team. I never want to tell somebody no if someone reaches out to me for help. We want to always just be there to support each other and not see other ambassadors as competition. So I love that One Plexus culture that we've created, so that there's not any bad blood between sidelines or other teams. We all are in this for the same mission, and that is health. That's the foundation that we all have, is that health for other people. So we all have the same passions. We all want to help each other. Now there is no subscription that is required. I love that. When I first started, there was a required subscription to be paid, and they've removed that, which is great, because I want you all to be getting the products that you want to be getting. I never want anybody on my team to have a stockpile of products in their closet that they're not using, because that's not our goal. Like, I don't want you to have to buy products to promote or to be paid. Like, the idea here is that you're not going to stock inventory and be stuck in debt. I don't want you in debt. I want you to make money in this business. So it's an affordable sign-up cost. It's $35 to join. They don't have to buy a welcome kit. It's beneficial if they do, but they don't have to. And I think that's great. There's really no gimmicks when someone joins. You're not going to get tricked into anything. There's some companies where you have to buy the biggest welcome kit when you join, or else you won't get the full compensation plan. Like, it doesn't matter how you join. That's not going to define your success in Plexus. So it's a very affordable sign-up cost for people. And we have products that work. And that, again, like I said, that is our foundation, and that is what's important. So now we're going to move on over to page 15 to the action. So the first thing I want you to do over on page 6 too, there's kind of a sheet here to fill information out, like your sponsor and your jewel upline. I want you to reach out when you're off of here. If you don't know who your jewel and diamond uplines are, your first ones that are in your line, if you don't know, reach out to your sponsor, see if they know, and find out who that is on your team. It might be me, I'm a diamond, but it might not be, because I have several other diamonds and emeralds and sapphires on my team. So find out who your jewel is and find out who your diamond is. If it is me, make sure you send me a friend request. And again, you can anyway, even if it's not. But if it's somebody else and you're not Facebook friends with them yet, make sure you reach out to them, send them a message, send them a friend request. You're going to probably at some point need to be in contact with them. Now, when you're troubleshooting with your customers and yourself, you know, always try to work through it yourself first. But if you can't get the answer that you need, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you with that. So don't ever let yourself get to a point where you are frustrated and you're angry and you start to get mad at Plexus because you can't get an answer before you. Make sure you come to us first, because I promise we will help you through any issue that you run into. So that's what we're here for. So use that. Creating consistency. So consistency in how you take your products is important. You want to be a product of the product, because again, you have to believe in these products to sell them. When you were working your business, one of the sayings that we hear a lot here in this third paragraph is you can work your business part-time, but not sometime. And this is so true. So you are going to have a much more effective results if you work for 15 minutes a day, 6 days a week, than if you work for 2 hours, 1 day a week. People are not going to see the things that are in your social media feeds if you're just doing it 1 day a week. You need to do it every single day, or at least the majority of the week. So remember that. So remember that when you're balancing your time to work your business, you know, start with at least 15 minutes. You know, you really don't have to devote hours and hours a day. Like just 15, 20 minutes, sit down and say, in these 15, 20 minutes, all I'm going to do is my business. I'm not going to scroll Facebook and read other people's posts. I'm not going to, you know, I'm going to really focus on just my business and give it that time. And it's amazing. You'll see results if you do that. On the next page, connect with your why. So also one of the first things you're going to be doing is figuring out why you're here. Why do you want Plexus? What is your driving passion and your goal? Your why should make you cry. It's a saying that you hear all the time. And it's okay if it is purely financial, because for a lot of people it is. I mean, it's hard. You know, I have 4 kids, and when we first started, we were in a hard season, and I needed this business to work. And that was my why, was my kids. Again, having 2 with dyslexia and needing therapy, needing help that we couldn't afford. And that's what this was about for me. And so figure out what your story is, write it down, post it somewhere so that you remember what it is. Because the reason it's important to know this and to really have it solidified is when you reach hard times in your business, maybe the first time somebody, you know, says something negative about the products to you, or slanders what you're doing, you're going to look back to your why and remember, this is why I'm doing it. It's not because of what somebody I barely know says about me. It's this, it's my people. This is what's important. So remember that. Keep that close. So goal setting and affirmations is the next part on page 17. So one of your first goals is going to be to go silver. And this is a great month to be new, because the silver bonus has increased from $100 to $150 this month. So if you hit silver this month, you'll get a $150 bonus. And if you hold it next month, you'll get another $50 on top of it. So that's great. So what is silver? So silver is 3 personally sponsored, commission qualified ambassadors. So you reach out to these people, you sign these people up, you put them under you. They either buy a welcome pack or they get $100 in PV from either customer orders or their own orders. The welcome pack's the easiest and best way to go on that. And once you do that with 3 people, you're automatically silver. So to hold silver the next month, you don't have to sign 3 more. You just need those 3 people to have $100 in orders. So that could be their own, it could be a customer's, or you could add 1 more and have 2 of the past ones I did. So you just need 3 that are commission qualified every month to actually maintain the rank of silver. So it's a great goal. On the next page, you can put down what pace you want to go, but I really encourage you to try to hit this by the end of this month, because that way you get that extra bonus on top of it, and it's a great way to start your business. So how do you do that? Like, how do you find those people? So the Franks list on the page 20 is one of the first ways that we're going to start doing to brainstorm who are the people that I know. And one thing that is really important to me is working this business on social media, because why would I just tell one person when I can tell, 1,000 at one time? So use your social media networks. I mean, this is huge. And so one of the things I use with this Franks list is I make sure that the people on my Franks list are actually friends with me or following me on social media, whether it be Instagram or Facebook. And so find your friends and your relatives, your acquaintances, neighborhood, kids connections, and service organizations are the ones. And then I'll think of somebody like someone that I went to high school from. And then one thing that you can do when you're on Facebook is I can look up somebody. Let's say I'll look up somebody I went to high school with. Just kind of a fun trick to help you brainstorm, like, who am I not friends with that I know that I could be? Click on their friends list, and at the very top, it will say, under more, it will say people you may know. And it will give you suggestions of people because you're friends with this person. Here's a whole other list of people that you might know. And you might go through this and it's like, oh my gosh, that was one of my good friends in high school. I totally forgot about her. We crossed paths with so many people throughout our lives. That there are a lot of people that you probably know that you're not friends with on Facebook and you didn't even realize it. So this is a great way to kind of connect the dots and find those people. So if you jump on over to page 25, following after that, we're going to be talking about your income producing activities. So what are you going to be doing in those 15 minutes when you're working? And so one of the things that you're going to be doing is looking for people like this. So one of the things on here is add 3 friends on Facebook. So every day I want you to try to be working and growing that network. Now, one thing to remember when we're doing this, Plexus is relationship marketing. We are network marketers. We sell our product by building relationships with people and networking and having fun. We don't sell our product by throwing up Plexus all over them. You are not going to be effective in this business if you're just reaching out to people and trying to peddle what you have to sell, because everyone's been sold to before. Nobody likes it. And so do this different. Make sure we be different in how we sell these products. Actually build relationships with these people. Then you're sharing your stories, your testimonies on your wall, and it can very organically happen where people ask questions because they trusted you, because they had that relationship with you. And maybe you are reaching out to these people. Share Plexus with 3 new people. Cold messaging is one of those things that can be amazing and it cannot be. So it really depends on the personality style and the way you approach a person. And so for some people, reaching out to somebody to tell them about something new that they're doing is very organic and natural for that person. For somebody else, it's not. And if it is not natural for you and you try to go and use a canned statement to somebody and send it out to them in a cold message, you're probably not going to get the response back that you want. They're probably just going to ignore you and then maybe unfollow you so they don't see all your Plexus posts. So you want to make sure you're going at this with a passion and a belief in what you're selling, because we are selling something good. We're not just pushing this product to make money. And B, with full vulnerability and authenticity of who you are. So stay very, very true to yourself, and that's where you're going to see the best results. So sometimes messaging these people might not even be anything about Plexus. It might just be, maybe you saw their daughter is sick with the flu and you're reaching out to see how she's doing. It's building relationships. And we're doing this in a very real, genuine way. I want to build a relationship with you because I care. And then once you start building those relationships, you're building that trust. You're putting marbles in their marble jar of trust, and you're building that trust up so that whenever they do have an issue that you just shared about, they're going to go to you. And so that is your goal here with Plexus. Now, your close friends, the people that you love, the people that it's normal to reach out to and be like, I just started this new business. You have to do this with me. Reach out to those people. Do that. So you have to know the difference between when is this normal? When is this, I just don't want to send the message because it's scary? And when is this maybe going to be a damaging message to send? So be very cautious in how you do the cold messaging. And there's some wording that is great as you start to use. One of the ones that I love to use as you start to promote it first. You're not going to do this right off the bat because you're going to build some reputation for yourself as a Plexus ambassador first. After you've branded yourself as a Plexus ambassador for a few months, you've told them your testimony, you've told them about the products, then that's a great time for you to reach out and be like, hey, have you just happened to see any of my Plexus posts? I'm just curious, have you tried it? Like, that's all I want to know. Just, have you tried it? You're just asking them a question. If they've tried it, fantastic. What did you think about it? Like, I'm just curious. Like, I want to get your feedback. If they haven't tried it and you're willing to give a sample, it's a great time to give something away. Because at this point, I'm not fooling you into buying anything. I want to actually give you a sample to see what you think. It's great to invest in your business by buying samples, and it doesn't have to be the expensive 3-day, 7-day trial packs. You could just buy an extra bag of Slim and have 30 samples to give out, because a lot of times people just want to know how it tastes. They don't want to see the full health benefits on day one. They want to know, does it taste bad? Because a lot of drinks taste bad. So invest in that. It's great for your business. So sharing. And also, we'll get into social media in a minute. So build yourself. So one thing that we're big on in our culture with Plexus is building up who you are as a person on top of this. Like, I want you to walk away feeling like this business not only fills a health need and a financial need, but it fills an emotional need in you too. That you feel like you're growing as a person. And so a big thing is the affirmations. Like, get rid of any of that negative mindset that you might have that tells you that you're not good enough or that you can't do this. This is not what I want you to think. Like, I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to bet on yourself. Maybe this is the first time you've ever stepped out and thought, I'm going to do this for me. Like, I'm going to believe in myself right now. And I'm going to do this just for me. So speak those affirmations over yourself. You know, maybe make a vision board and write down that, you know, in 2019, I'm going to Maui with Nikki, and I'm gonna be there with them. So believe that you can do that, because I believe in you. I really, really do. On dedicating time to yourself, to your health, make sure you're branding yourself. We're selling health. Make sure it's very important how you brand yourself on social media. Don't be posting yourself with a Coke and a bag. Well, I made a Doritos post today, but it was more about the what's going on with the not crunching your Doritos. But don't post yourself eating the Doritos. Make sure, I mean, we're not perfect. We're human. I'm not expecting you to eat a perfectly clean diet and to become vegan tomorrow or anything crazy, but just be cautious in how you brand yourself, because if you're showing yourself constantly eating Coke and donuts on Facebook or Instagram, and then all of a sudden you're pushing a health product, your audience probably isn't going to trust what you're selling. So also share other health things, like research health. You're going to fall in love with this so much, because it's amazing what it can do for people and for you. And so, you know, post articles about health, about gut health, look into that. So one of your daily activities can maybe just be looking up something that today on gut health. And if I find something interesting, I'm going to post that article on Facebook. Water. I meant to tell you that on products. It's one of the most important things to tell your customers, for you to do, for your ambassadors to do, because we are detoxing. Drink your water. And then building your brand. So I kind of talked about that with social media. So now we're going to flip. I need to speed up a little bit. We're running a little bit behind. So I'm going to flip over here we're going to talk about following up with your customers. On page 29 on customer care, following up is one of the most important things that people forget to do. So make sure anytime somebody reaches out with you about Plexus, somebody likes your Plexus post, somebody asks a question, especially buys or joins your team, keep, whether it be a note card in a note card book system that you have, or maybe it's an Excel spreadsheet. If you're like me, I love Excel. So whatever your system is, start a system tomorrow. This is crucial. And then document all of it. Even someone who likes your post. So-and-so liked my post on this day. Maybe I didn't reach out to him the first time, but they've liked it the second and the third time, I'm going to reach out to him. And maybe I reach out to the first time and just say, thank you for your support of my new business. It means the world to me. You don't have to be telling them about Plexus or selling them. You're just saying, thank you. I appreciate your support. And then maybe if they keep liking it, then you can start asking more questions like, any chance you want to try a sample? But again, keeping it as real and authentic as possible with your wording. So, and with your customers, make sure, again, like I said, we want to keep a close watch on them as we troubleshoot. So we want to have some checkpoints that we check in on them, day 1, day 3, day 7, 2 weeks in, 1 month in. That's generally kind of what the checkpoints are around there. So make sure we have these checkpoints that we're checking in with our customers and our ambassadors as they start. I want you guys to be successful in the products, and I want your people to be successful in the products, because that is our foundation. So following up is key. So, and I have a video that I posted last week on the team board about follow-up. If you get on there and search it, you can find it. A lot of people tend to skip this step, and I do think that there's kind of some underlining reasons on that sometimes. So go watch that video if that's something that you're weak at, and maybe that can give you some insight. So now jump to page 33. Customers real quick. There's 3 ways to order. You can order as a retail customer, a preferred customer, or an ambassador. So ambassador is the cheapest price, but it's $35 a year. You can tell them it's like a Sam's Club membership. You pay this membership once a year, and then you have retail pricing all year long. Ambassador pricing all year long. And so, but just remind them that that $35 is going to automatically renew at the end of next year if you don't call in and cancel it, just so they're not surprised by that. But it's a great way to convert your customers to ambassadors, to start building your team if they want that deeper discounted price. But I will say the preferred customers, they get a 25% discount off the retail price. And then on month 4, they actually get an additional 10% on top of that. So they're almost as low as ambassadors by month 4, not quite, but they're getting there. So that is the difference between those 3. Now, Christy just asked, is Ease safe for pregnant women? And what about nerve? Generally, OBs do approve it, but it's definitely something you would run by an OB. It might, I'm trying to think if there's any, I don't think there's any ingredients that are going to cause any issues with blood if they have to have a C-section. Sometimes you got to be careful with blood thinners at the end of a pregnancy. I don't think there's anything in that, but just have them run it by an OB-GYN. I know I've had several that have had it approved with no problems though. So, but it might be, every woman has a different thing that they're going through with their pregnancy. So there might be something individual in it that they need to catch. So, and that's why I said the ones that you do want to stay away from: Boost, Accelerator, Edge, and Block. So those are the ones that are usually for sure no-nos for pregnant and breastfeeding. And actually, real quick too, on pregnant and breastfeeding, when you start someone on the triplex, even the slim, you're going to detox. When you're nursing, anytime you detox, that leaches through your milk. I was actually a postpartum doula before I sold Plexus, because so this is breastfeeding and that health is a passion of mine. And so those toxins are going to leach through your milk. So anytime you do anything though, and you start eating healthy, those toxins are going to leach through your milk. So don't let that freak them out, but make sure they start super slow, like a 4th of pack of Slim, a 4th of Probio, 1 BioCleanse. I keep it really safe for my nursing mamas, especially if they're nursing a newborn. Now, if you're nursing a toddler, you're going to be okay because they're eating a diet and drinking lots of water. But if you're nursing a newborn, start them super, super slow. So just to make sure, I'm just super cautious. I'm overly cautious on that. They're probably fine, but I don't want the baby to have an upset stomach or feel any, negative and keep them up at night. We don't want that. So sorry, sidetracked on that. So back to social media. So on page 40, it's going to tell you some times a day to post on social media. Make sure, you know, kind of the big things I want y'all to do. Keep your posts authentic. Keep them funny. Be vulnerable. Like, share the good and the bad. Like, people get tired of just seeing perfect on Facebook. Don't vent and air your dirty laundry. But if you're having a hard day, like, be real about that. People love for you to be real. It feels good to be real. It forms connections if you're real. That's how you know, and it builds that trust. It builds trust in people. So be authentic, be genuine. I will probably be doing a more in-depth training on Facebook and Instagram, probably the first of next month. There is a lot to it, but just make sure that you're posting regularly on social media. Because remember, every time you make a post on Facebook, if you post every single day, your audience might see it one day. So don't think that they're going to see a Plexus post every single day if you make a Plexus post every single day. Now, make sure you're sandwiching Plexus posts with personal posts. Don't just post Plexus. Don't just post personal. Keep a good balance between the two and mix them up. Like, make a personal post with Plexus in the background or with you holding your pink drink, you know, keeping, you know, if any post that you can get that's going to be personal with the products and make it kind of a way of life and not a salesy post is going to be your most effective bang for your buck. Now, your first Facebook post, if you haven't made a Facebook post yet, I actually just posted some wording. I'm going to pull it up because I won't say it correctly if I try to do it on my own. So who all here has already posted on social media? I see Sherry raise her hand. I don't see anybody else's faces. All y'all are blank. So maybe post in the comment. If you haven't, tell me in the comments. I did a few days ago. Yay! How was your response? How was y'all's response? Did anyone say anything? Is anyone interested? Did you get any bites? It was great. Good. That's good to hear. Okay, so let's see. Where was that? So let's go in Silver. First post. I have but don't feel comfortable or know really how to go about it. Okay, I had one sign up as a customer. Perfect. Okay, so like I said, I know it can be awkward posting about on social media because, again, we don't want to be salesy. We want to keep it real and authentic and vulnerable. Okay, so here is the wording I had for a good first post. If you haven't posted about Plexus yet, take a picture of yourself with your pink drink. And I said something like, I just took a big leap of faith and started a new journey. I'm so excited but so nervous. I am now a Plexus ambassador. So I need to know who's tried it and loved it, who hasn't and would love to try it, who wants a sample. So short and sweet, like, I just started this new journey, who wants to try it? And then what I do for my new level ones is I give them 7 envelopes with 7 sticks of Slim, and I said, here's your 7 samples to give out on that post. So let them know who wants a sample. I have 7 sticks of Slim to send out. And when you're asking who's tried it and loved it, go to the team board. Tell them that you just posted this, and we'll all come in and we'll comment. I've tried it. Here's what I've seen. And so that is going to get one thing with Plexus, if you respond back to me, you're going to get those conversations in that thread on Facebook, and Facebook's going to show it to more of your audience. So the more that people comment on it and the more back and forth conversation you get on your threads, it's going to show up in other people's feeds because Facebook's going to think this is an important post. Someone else needs to see it. So get that dialogue going back and forth. Get your teammates to come in and rally beside you. We all will. And be brave on that first post. I know it's hard. So let's see. So that was social media. So the next is events. On events, every single month, the 3rd week in the month, I'm going to have a 7 days of Plexus event. What this event's for, it's for customers, it's for ambassadors, it's for prospects. It's basically for anybody who wants to troubleshoot the products and wants to know what the products do. I'm going to give them the links to clinical trials. I'm going to, Chris has her hand up. I'm sorry, I just saw that hand up over there. Do you have a question, Chris? Let me unmute you. Do you have a question, Chris? Oh, did you mute it back? Maybe she didn't mean to do that. Well, if you do, you can put it, just type it in the comments for me and I will get to you. Or just hop in and talk. But so with the 7 days of Plexus, it's something you can look forward to every single month. It's a consistent thing that I'm going to be doing for you guys, for you to add those people to. I'm going to go more in depth on the products, kind of like I did on today, but I'm going to give them the links to the trials and the individual ingredients. They're going to be able to see what they can do. We'll have people pop on and give their testimonies. So it's a good way to build belief in the products. So get your people on there, and I'm going to give people an opportunity to troubleshoot. Like, talk to me about any issues you're having. So there's going to be several threads on there. Let's troubleshoot this. Let's work through issues that you're having with the products. And at the end of the month, I'll have an opportunity event online. So it might be a Facebook group. It might be a live event. It's going to vary every month, but you're going to have that opportunity again to add your prospects to hopefully get them to join off the opportunity event. That's more the goal on that opportunity event, is to get them to join you in the business side. And then you're going to see opportunity events that happen. Also, don't be scared to host a sip and see. This is going to be something that you would do in your home. Just a very, very informal, like, have the products out for them to taste, have the Plexus Slim out for them to taste, kind of go through these cards, kind of the main, like in a private setting, we can say more of the things and not just the main talking points. Go through the products, talk to them about the products. And if your sponsor is close by, ask if she'd be willing to come so she can help you talk through the products with them. So it's a great thing to kind of, if you want to have a coming out party type thing and invite friends over, do that. That's great. We like to call them sip and sees. We're not a party-based company, so it's not something you're going to be doing often. You're not going to be having lots of parties, but it can be great for a kind of a grand opening. And then if you can get to convention every year, these other Plexus sponsored events are great. They're just going to build the belief in the company for you. So now I'm flipping over to, let's see, prospecting. So the last thing I'm just going to touch on with y'all is our compensation plan. So you can kind of know how we get paid. So you might be wondering that now, like, okay, I'm joined now. How do I make money? So I'm just going to touch on real quick. There's 11 different ways we get paid. One of the first ones for you to know about is the business building bonuses. This is number 4 on the list on page 79 is where I'm at. So business building bonuses get paid out every single Friday. So if you want a paycheck soon, this is the way to get it. So this you get off the welcome pack when somebody joins your team. So if you sign up a level 1 and they buy a $100 welcome pack, you're going to get $25 the following Friday. So right now it's Tuesday, so you would get the $25 on the 16th. So the following Friday. Actually, they usually come 2 days early, but we've always said Friday. So it will come that following week. If they buy a $200 welcome pack, you get $50. So if someone underneath them signs up, you get money. If someone underneath them signs up, you get a little bit less, and all the way down to your level 4. So your level 1s are the ones you sign. Your level 4s are the ones they signed and they signed and they signed. So you get those business building bonuses on your first 4 levels. So these are people down here I don't know at all, but when they join my team, I get a paycheck on them, and I get that every Friday. So that's a great way for you to start making money like instantly and not having to wait for the monthly paycheck. Our other main paychecks come at the 15th of every single month. This is going to have your commissions on. You don't make commissions on your first $100. That first $100 is either your personal order or a customer order, but it is what goes into the pot that Plexus is going to divide by for our pay point, which I'll get into in a minute. Plexus divides our money. They take our total sales, and half of the money goes to the ambassadors. The other half goes to the company to pay for the products, for future product development, for our events, and all of that stuff. And so half of that money is always going to go to the ambassadors. And so your commission. So everything from $100 to $499, you're going to get 15%. If you go over $500, you're going to get 25% on all of it, everything over $100. On your level 1s, you're going to get 5% of everything over $100. So that's your commissions. Then if somebody joins you as a preferred customer, you're going to get a bonus on them. So let's say if they buy the triplex combo, you're going to get an $18 bonus on them every single month that they order. So that's kind of a great perk. On top of commission, you also get the bonus. And then you have your achievement bonuses. Like for silver, this month it's 150. It's normally 100. There's a fast start. If any of y'all are interested in just like jumping in and going all out on this business, there's a fast start bonus. It's if you sign 20 people your first month, your first 30 days, it's the first calendar month. If you sign 20 people with a welcome pack or with $100 in PV, that's a fast start gold, and it's a $750 bonus. It would probably be $850 this month with the extra silver bonus, since that's being doubled. So that's an exciting way to make a lot of money at once. Now the Plexus Pay Points, this is where you build your residual income. This is where our compensation plan is special and different, and it is why my Paycheck has maintained steady over the years, is because of these points, which I absolutely adore that, because you can actually build a legacy with this business long term, which is what all of our goals are here. It's not to just get rich fast and then fall down. Like, I would rather you all go slow, build your team right, and create this legacy for yourself that you have forever. And so the Plexus Pay Points, anytime somebody on your team in your levels 1 through 7 orders, or someone buys off them and they get 100 PV, you get points. So it's differing amounts based on their levels. The level 7s are 1s. The level 1 through 3s are 5 points each. And so at the end of the month, and all your other ranks past silver, you're going to see are based on points. So your next point rank would be gold. It's 100 points. And then at the end of the month, you have it based on that commission that we sold. That pay point value is determined, and it's usually between $2.85 and $3.15. It rarely drops below or goes above that. It's pretty steady on what that pay point is. So $3 times 100 points at gold, there's an extra $300 right there in your paycheck every single month. And so as you get up in the rank, and like I said with diamond, it's 4,500 points. We're a double diamond household. And the cool thing is once you hit 4,500 points, you don't stop earning points. Like, those points can go like infinitely high. I think our highest earner in the company is probably around 70,000 points. So it's crazy. So you can do the math on that. At $3 a pay point, you're creating a lasting legacy. So if you have people quit, and I love that, since the most points you're going to get is 5 points off somebody, if you have somebody quit you, it's not detrimental, because it's just 5 points. You know, as a diamond, we're 4,500 points. 5 points isn't a game changer for us. And so it's something that takes the pressure off. I'm not going to need to ask my team to hoard and stock up and pressure them to buy extra products. It creates a healthy dynamic in how we work with our team to reach our goals, which I love about our compensation plan. So that pretty much kind of sums up the book as fast as I can. Sorry, we went a little past 9 o'clock, but does anybody have any questions at all for me? Okay, well, thank you all. If you think of something, or maybe you just didn't want to say it out loud, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm happy to help you. But hopefully this kind of gives you a start. So I want your goals today to be, if you haven't made your first post, go make your first post. And then after that, I want to see you start posting regularly. Maybe get into Instagram. Don't just utilize Facebook. There's other social media avenues out there. So make sure you're sharing those products. And if you need any help, let me know. Y'all have a good night.